Listen, I don't know about you, but I started a business so I could do this. Travel, be with friends, be with family, create memories. I didn't do it to sit at the computer all day. I didn't do it so that I could just be in countless emails and Zoom meetings. I did it to create opportunities for myself and opportunities for others. So listen, if that's something that interests you, enjoying time with your friends, being out and about, definitely drop by Ericka Williams' Classy Climb blog. Check out the YouTube channel. We've got over 2,000 videos of free information that's actually changed people's lives. People actually post their new jobs, their new careers, their new businesses all the time over at the channel. What's up, everybody? This is 100% live from your girl. This is September 5th. This is a Friday, Feel Good Friday. I went to make up for yesterday's video because the audio is messed up. So let me know if you can hear me and see me. Drop a 1 in the comments, drop a something in the comments, drop your city and state so I know you can see me. Now, in the links, we have all the ebooks. You can go on to classyclimb.gumroad.com. Little Man to Millions, that is the school group. And yes, the last one is Inner Circle. We got lots to go over. You know, it's been a hot weekend. Hold on a second. Listen, you know it's live because your girl's sneezing on the live. That's how crazy it is. So let's get into it. We got Columbus, Ohio in the building. Hello. Well, you know, I'm coming to Ohio, but not this moment. Just had to get some tennis straight out up there. Okay, so let's get into it. Sorry about the audio being messed up. Let me know if you can hear me, see me. That's the best thing to help me make the show go. So I said ICE at the Georgia factory, Winter Arc 2025, and you will find workers. All right, so let's get into it. Now, why am I bringing this up? This is the first thing I'm gonna bring up because I find it comical. Just for the record, just because I'm stirring the pot. I'm gonna play this clip. Then I'm gonna go back and be serious. I'm gonna be serious. After I play this clip, I'm gonna be serious. I promise.
Such a massive part of it. African Americans built this nation. We built this nation.
Yeah.
You know, you're just starting to get real credit for that. Okay, I don't know if you know that. You're just starting to get, you built the nation. We all built it, but you were such a massive part of it. Bigger than you were given credit for. Does that make sense? Right?
Anyway, all right, let's get into it. I just had to play that because I've been messing with people. Let's go ahead and play this tab here. And we're going to talk about ICE, but we're really going to talk about Winter Arc. And I had a whole, PowerPoint slide and stuff I'm going to show you. But let's get into a little bit. Let's be a little petty, and then we'll continue with the rest of the show.
There was a majority of Korean nationals from the 475. I don't have the exact nationality breakdown for you, but we can likely get that after the fact.
Where are these 475 people now?
They are in the custody of ICE enforcement and removal operations.
Where?
Most were brought to the Folkston D-Ray facility last night, and they will be moved based on their individual circumstances beyond that.
Yes.
This, in fact, was the largest single-site enforcement operation in the history of Homeland Security investigation.
Of the 475, how many were Korean nationals?
We go here.
Reporting as many as 300.
Of Hyundai Motor Group and LG Energy Solution in the United States, where roughly 10 trillion won was invested, has been raided. The U.S. Department of Homeland Security arrested over 410 people in a crackdown on illegal immigrants, including a significant number of Korean employees. As concerns grow over the arrests during this investment, the government is also coming up with countermeasures. Shin Yong-soo reports.
Workers wearing vests are standing outside the factory under detention while police officers are actively controlling the situation. Recently, U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, with Homeland Security investigations, raided the joint battery factory site developed by Hyundai Motor Group and LG Energy Solution in Georgia, following a crackdown on illegal immigrants.
Our Homeland Security, we have a search warrant for the whole site. We need construction to cease immediately. We need all work to end on the site right now.
Foreign media reported that U.S. authorities mobilized hundreds of vehicles to arrest approximately 450 factory workers. About 300 of them are reported to be South Koreans. They were said to be working on site after traveling on business visas or through the Electronic Travel Authorization Program. A spokesperson for the joint battery factory stated that they are fully cooperating with the authorities, while LG Energy Solutions said it is taking all necessary measures. The government is keeping a close watch on the situation.
The government is actively responding, including ordering the establishment of an on-site task force led.
Let's just pause. Let's just pause for a minute here. Okay. First thing someone said is, Ericka, this is the middle of nowhere. Somebody had to snitch. Of course, somebody had to snitch. Somebody got paid very well snitching the other day. Now, let's not get it twisted. I told y'all what happened in Texas. Houston is one of the the biggest numbers, after Georgia, of course, of Korean Americans who've overstayed their visa or who flew over to visit and never left. And when ICE was coming down the pipe last time with Trump, they was out there crying. You know, the city council member saying, don't harass these good Korean businessmen. Now, immediately, I think people say, well, okay, they're businessmen. They're either owning food stores. They're doing things that don't bother me, or they're running under the radar, you know, some kind of little convenience store. No. When Trump asked you about them black jobs, he's talking about these jobs. Because if you read the comments of many of these pages, all the white people are talking about, well, white people ain't working these jobs. White Americans ain't working these jobs. They're telling you to their face they don't think these are their jobs. Well, who jobs are they, y'all? You know, let's stop playing stupid. Who jobs are they? If they ain't white jobs, who jobs are they? They're black jobs. And they didn't say Hispanic jobs either. They said, oh, white people don't work here. And last time I checked, white people work at plants all the time. They work at plants up north. They work at plants in the Midwest. They work at plants in Wisconsin and Milwaukee, all the places. Okay. So again, what's the difference in these groups of people that are coming? The reason I keep talking about immigration and y'all be acting like I'm tripping, I'm on the Trump train, is because I want you to understand these people are in a 2 to 5 year window. Going to buy a home, buy multiple cars, get some LLCs going, switch over to whatever business model they need to be in so they can pull more family member over. Now, these people got in somebody's way. Somebody mad that they couldn't get the job at the Hyundai plant and was like, hey, beep, beep, beep. My name is Karen and I'm calling. My name is Jake, the snitch, and I'm calling. Okay. A salute to Brandy and many others and people who've been messaging me. Trust me, I love it when y'all send me this stuff. I love it when y'all send me this stuff because all I'm trying to get y'all to do is do the math. You're talking about 300 people making $60K a year. And that's on the low end. We just trying to say it for the record. They already told us, let me see, 300 times 60K a year is $18 million. $18 million got pulled from 300, if you want to be petty, black families. You can say 300 white families. One of y'all told me it's in the boonies. I don't know what part of Georgia this is at. If it's just white people in the area, well, it got pulled for some white people. Whatever, however you want to play it. We can play this game any way you want. $18 million got pulled from Americans. So that's what it is. Okay. Let's stop with the shenanigans acting like people don't work them jobs. Ericka, what are you talking about? Yes, people do work them jobs. Now, another thing I want to show y'all before I get into part of the PowerPoint slides, you know, is this right here. A lot of people, and I mean, I feel like they were kind of gloating. Yeah, black women lost their jobs this year. 300,000 black women lost their jobs. And I was like, y'all kind of gloating on that. That's kind of weird. It's a little bit weird how y'all talking about this. But let's just go ahead and show it here. Let's go here first. Just so I want to keep it accountable. Okay. So this right here, black unemployment, 90%. This is from 2023. They brought out all the data. Now, when you fill out your job application, let's say you don't even put your race on your job application, but trust me, somebody in the back in HR compliance and whoever else is filling out that data. My friend is Asian and he's half Thai. His father's Thailand, his mother's white. He's at work and the HR person said, oh, you forgot to fill out this survey. He looking at her like, what survey? It asked about racial. I didn't know if you want to fill anything out. I'm just double checking. This man is in tech and they're going around making sure he checked a box. You don't think these plants is checking boxes? Now, this one might have been trying to do the sneaky stuff, but you don't think these jobs are checking boxes to tell you what race is there? He's in tech making 55 an hour at that point, but now he's back up to 70 something an hour because of his skill, his level. He got hired, bumped up as a manager. But they came around to his desk like, could you check? Did you want to fill this out? I can put other, or you can put it, but did you want to fill this out? And he said, yeah, I'm Asian. I don't know what you're trying to do, but I'm Asian. And I said, okay, now that you said that, it's noted, it's on the record. Okay. like, I don't think y'all understand. Like, so when they tell you 90% of the people that got laid off in July 2023 were Black, they know the data. This is the data. Unemployment level, job losses, April 2023, 267,000 were Black. The total number was 300,000. So that means maybe 40,000 white, Asians, Hispanic lost a job, but for sure, 267,000 Black. Now, this is why I keep trying to get y'all to understand. Okay. Listen, you already know, old head. I'm getting there. Give me a minute. Over here in Austin, Texas, which I'm not in Austin right now. Some of y'all kind of figured out some of the places I've been moving and grooving. But literally, the factory, Samsung factory, came to the city council and said, we're bringing 10,000 Koreans to this Samsung. Y'all need to get to building houses. They're like, that's not how this country works. We'll put a notice out that y'all need housing, but we can't just build it because we're a town. And this town had less than 5,000 people in it. And now they're getting inundated with 10,000 people going to come to their door. So when y'all sit here and go, everybody's leaving Austin, Ericka, ha, 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 your data's wrong. And trust me, y'all send them petty emails. I giggle and I laugh because I already know they have $30 billion allotted in economic development up and down 35 in that central part of Texas that I keep telling y'all about. They're literally bringing 10,000 Koreans. What does that mean? They have to build houses. They just allowed the permit for 8,000 new houses in that area. People gonna be building, right? I get it. You want me to be wrong, and I'm cool with that. Just say you don't like me and keep it moving, okay? Some of the new construction is exclusive for Koreans with the new airport and exclusive hotel and golf courses. Old head, 100%. They already got a Koreatown, a nonprofit LLC popped up in Taylor, Texas right now. We're going to have a Koreatown. Just the way Carrollton, Texas, near Dallas has a Koreatown, Austin, Texas, is about to have a big old giant Koreatown with the grocery stores and the shopping. They already started doing it over there by Lakeline Mall. If you've been to Austin, they took over that area there. When my friend flipped a house from 280 to 400,000, she sold it a year and a half later. Literally, the Koreans, like, she wanted to go see a house around the corner, couldn't get an agent to call her back. I said, you know why they ain't calling you back? Stop acting stupid. Listen, Hyundai ain't gonna stop nothing. They're gonna have every temp Black person, every temp white dude that can have a clear piss test in that factory working. They're gonna be working for the next at least month till they get to the heat get off their back. Come on, HR, no. HR gonna make sure you check that box. The plant is 15 minutes from Savannah. Come on, man. And Savannah's full of Black people. We used to call Savannah the dirty Charleston. And I'm from North Carolina, so we just be shitting on everything below us. Like, ugh, dirty Charleston, Savannah. I mean, Savannah has another plant somewhere coming, and they're gonna need some more people anyway. Yeah, Gwinnett County, all these people. Listen, they cracked down. I showed a video. I can't even find it on my channel because YouTube does delete some videos. That's why I asked y'all if y'all like stuff, like it, comment, because sometimes it goes away. I don't know how to find it. The YouTube deletes it. I get it. But I had a video where I was talking about how they did a crackdown of 30 Asians in Atlanta, Georgia, all doing welfare fraud, credit card fraud. The news blipped about it for a week and it was quiet. Why? It doesn't feel in that scenario of the Black fatigue and this and that. No, stop it. Most Black people are out here working. How do I know? Let me show you the data. See, this is 2023. Now we're talking about 2025, 300,000 Black women. Now look at the picture they put here. This is the Black man. This was 2023. That's why when brothers be talking this crazy stuff online, I be like, y'all, we in this together. I don't think you understand. What are you talking about? Okay. Let me go here. Not this one. Let me see. Let me share this one. Here we go. I'm gonna share this tab. And again, you're gonna say, where are you getting this information from? This is blackdemographics.com. We're actually at 15% now, 15.1%. We are at 51 million Black people in that, of course, the NBA and NFL making all kind of Black people, but that's not the point. Let me keep it moving. Right here is Black American employment. Black men, all of USA. So now we already know, let's not be funny, but we already know in Chicago, And in there's like 3 or 4 major cities where male unemployment is 45%. So when people ask, brother, do you have a job? Are you staying with your mom? It's not an insult. It's a legit question. I need to know, because you might be down and we might have to figure something out. Okay. So when people get saucy with me online, like, yeah, these black women, I'd be like, brother, are you working? Brother, are you working? Brother, do you have your own house? Do you have your own car, brother? It's looking bleak out here. I need you to know. I need you to answer. I need you to step up and let people know. All right. Like, stop it. Cut it out. Let me get here. Okay, let's scroll down. Black women. There are less unemployed, or not what we call not in the labor force, black women, than women overall. But 72% is employed. Either way you want to split it. 72% of black women are working and 69% of black men are working. I done told y'all, like, the data is the data. Go fight with your mammy. I ain't got time for it. You know what I mean? Like, that's not my issue. Again, we can go back. They keep going back even more. 2017 to 2020 versus 2022. Of course, this is 2022. 2017, 66% of black men were working. Okay. 2017, 70% of black women were working. 2022, 72% of black women working. And 2022, 69%. Now, why do you think that is? Why do you think that is? Why did people in the workforce, and again, this is the occupations, go up in 2022? Simple answer. Why do y'all think more black people said, let me go get a job in 2022 than ever before? 2022, y'all, what did I tell y'all happened in 2022? What was happening in 2020? Talk to me. Don't leave me hanging now. I'm doing a live. I want to hear some answers. Feel free to type in what was happening in 2020 versus 2022, y'all. Thank you, Thomas. Don't leave me hanging. That's STEMI money. That's STEMI money right now. I told y'all 2022 was the year when I noticed the recession, and I told y'all, you know, what's up? Thank you. The vid. Come on. I'm waiting on y'all. Talk to me. Talk to me. Damn, that's cold, brother. Do you have a roof? Do you have a job? Do you have a car, my brother? You know what I mean? What is going on? Do you have it? Are you in a basement somewhere arguing with people online? Don't do it, my brother. Don't do it. It looks bad for us out here. And construction contracts, as they bought mostly career workers to do the work. You already know. The land, the zoning, the water rights. Yeah. You already know what time it is. Okay, so let's I just want to make sure everybody all right out here. So again, when we talk about women being employed 16 or over, we're talking a lot of management, business and arts. Women overall are like almost 50% of that category. Service occupations, black women, 25%. Sales and office occupations, 27%. Okay, let's go on here. Natural resources, construction, maintenance, 1%. That's for women. Now, if you go over here to men, the men is in that construction about a good 10%. For black men, let's be really honest. We need to crank that up to 25%. I'm just being honest with you. Okay, all of USA men, 15% of men are in construction. So we just, at least can we get it up to 15%? Okay, production, transportation, material movement, AKA I drive a forklift, brother, 29%. The whole of the country, only 19% of people, men, is doing that, okay? Or the whole USA, but 29% of black men is production, transportation, and material moving. What does material moving mean? Come on, man. Let's really get into it, man. Let's stop playing. Y'all be out here lying for the gram. You ain't got to lie for the gram. So when people want to push back and be like, oh, I don't want to get in tech, I don't want to do medical, I don't want to get certifications, Ericka, y'all hating, y'all being respectability politics, y'all want brothers to put on suits and ties all day. Baby, I'm just telling you the numbers. Go argue with somebody else. This is just numbers. You're so harsh, you're so blunt. Because I'm telling you the numbers that I'm showing you, that 26% of black men are in management, business, and science and arts. 20% of service occupations. What is service occupations? Y'all know what service means. Service jobs under 30 grand. Okay, 20%. The rest of the nation is 13%. We are overwhelmingly in men and in women represented in service occupations. Knock it off. There's more women in sales than men in sales and office occupations. There's only 9% of women in production and transportation and material movement. So you already know what that means. 29% is black men. That's almost 30%. That's almost 1 in 3 men working is doing what? Come on, man. I just really want our people to get on out of here with that. I got forklift certified and hitting that Amazon pallet. You know, I thought folks went back to work because companies were throwing money at anybody willing to work. It was easy to make money. There you go, Jess. That's a good answer too. Okay. So I just wanted to, I think sometimes we let these internet streets tell us something that's just not legit. I don't know. Like, what are you smoking? 1 in 3, men is out here in some transportation, some type of transportation, some forklift operating. So I just want to, let's all come back to the reality table. So this ICE that y'all acting like, I can't believe ICE picking people up. You should be grateful. You should be like, thank you, Trump. But our community, especially being real, like, I can't believe if Trump come for them, he gonna come for us. And send us where? Ain't no other country want us coming over there. Stop it. Knock it off. Get out of here. These people don't even want to go back to their own countries. Knock it off. Let's go here. I'm gonna get out of there because y'all gonna be like, Ericka's being mean.
They sell their life for a salary, so I don't have to. Whenever I talk about investing and piggybacking off the means of production as opposed to selling your life for a salary, I usually get comments like this one. Quote, but we can't all do that. The system fails without people selling their life for a salary. Now, here's the thing. I know that, and every investor on the planet knows that. But you know what else they also know? They know that 95% of people do not care about money. That's not to say that they don't want money. They do want money, but they're not willing to do anything other than sell their life for a salary, do not care about money. So that leaves 5%, which coincidentally is the percentage of Americans who are actually millionaires. But liquid millionaires are of the 1%. So of the 5% that are millionaires, 4% have most of their money stuck in a primary residence. So they're interested in money in terms of selling their life for a salary and sticking it in a home. Now, the 1% ride the coattails of production. They invest in businesses that sell a product or service, literally piggybacking by owning the means of production. Quote, but we can't all do that. Yes, I know. 99% of people don't care about money. They won't do that. They sell their life for a salary so that the wealthy don't have to. And that's okay, because if you
I just want to keep reminding y'all that y'all really out here thinking, yeah, people won't work for that. People won't do this. They won't? You sure? Again, every conference I see of Grant Cardone, Apex, Entourage, all kind of groups that are trying to teach blue collar men, like, hey, let's start running Google ads. Let's start recruiting and training our guys. It's like ultimate pushback. They just want to show up at a job, get some money, run home, and the weekend is football and cookout, and I'm driving my truck and I'm taking my boat to the lake. That is majority of the folks I'm talking about with Little Man Millions. When I sit here and talk to you about concrete ads, when I sit here and tell you, if I get on the phone and say, hey, we already got the concrete deal done, beep, 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 here's the amount, here's what I can afford labor-wise. What can you do? Oh, okay. Like y'all, stop it. All right. So again, Uber and Lyft is transportation. It actually is. Uber and Lyft is transportation. And during 2020 pandemic, COVID money, there were plenty of Uber and Lyft drivers that I booked calls with me and said they had got 20K. And I was like, baby, you better hold on tight. You better hold on tight. Don't spend none of it. Don't spend none of it. Wait till you, what do you want to go to community college? That's about what I can recommend at this point. Okay. Back to life, back to reality. I almost played the song. You don't even know. I don't think people taking it serious out here. Again, how do people know people will work? People from 18 to 25 getting a ton of debt, whether it's cars, they done had a baby, they done went to college. And so now they're trying to work a job to get out of that debt until they get to their mid 30s and they're like, oh, wait a minute, I can do something different. I can change jobs. I can change careers. I'm kind of stabilized. So you're always going to have a group of people who fall into this worker category, right? And I don't know if y'all saw the last video I did. I talked about, it's literally called traps. TRAP, training, repayment, something program. Essentially, these jobs are like, oh yeah, we're training you. We're training you on this. We're taking you to conferences. You're going to have to pay that money back. There's, I think, 17 million, or did it say 8 million? I got to go back and look at the old video, that are in that situation where if they quit their job today, they will have to pay it back. Most time people ever heard of it is when truck drivers get paid. They pay for them to go to school, 3 to 6 grand. And if you quit your trucking job before a year or 2 years, then they make you pay them that 3 to 6 grand back. Because why? They're taking all the risk, paying for you to get flown out, sometimes to Minnesota, sometimes Kansas City, sometimes middle of nowhere places, put you up in a hotel, pay, get you some striping for food, and train you how to drive. I know several people went to those type of schools for 21 days and then were just thrown in a truck with somebody. Scary, yes, but that is how they do it. And so what you're having is people who are sitting here trying to argue that Americans are so educated and they're so well trained. Are they? Are they? No, not really. But anyway, let me play this part. This is also another tab I want y'all to understand. Why you're seeing so much information online about buying businesses is because that's been a play for certain groups of people for a long time. So let's go.
And they're not going to work in consulting like for the big four. They're also not going on to get MBAs. In fact, what rich kids are doing is they're finding any way that they can to break into the top 1% of tech companies. And all of those best tech companies, the top 500 tech companies, they all have AI solutions. They're all selling AI products. And a lot of these rich kids are not super technical. They don't know how to code. They didn't go to an Ivy League. In fact, some of them are going straight out of high school into these top tech companies. And the way that I've seen most people do this is by getting into tech sales. And there's so many BDR and SDR job openings in the tech sales industry. And rich kids, what they see is that they want to get onto a rising, they want to get onto the companies that have these rocket ship career trajectories. They're figuring out any way to do that so they can work in AI instead of getting disrupted by it. And so tech sales is a great way to do it because these BDR, SDR jobs, they pay immediately at least $70K to $110K, somewhere in that range. And then they quickly get promoted at the 10-month or 15-month mark. These kids are getting promoted into account executive roles where they can work remote, they can travel the world, they can make multiple 6 figures, and they can talk to people all day. They get to communicate, they get to sell products that they really believe in and love. And that's a lot of fun. It's really exciting and fun to sell a product that you believe in. And so if you're trying to figure out what career to go into, don't get stuck working in a hospital as a doctor. I'm glad that people do it, but I don't think you want to be working nights and weekends for the rest of your life, generally. Don't get stuck working in consulting where you're working terrible hours, weird nights and weekends as you're helping overseas people. You're often having to lie about billable hours, and it's this miserable grind to get a promotion. Don't go work on Wall Street. It's the same way. These are dying industries. And don't go get an MBA. There's no benefit to getting an MBA in terms of a better salary, improved life. You're just kicking the can down the road. Instead, break into a top 1% tech company. And if you want help doing that, I've helped over 200 people get hired at the top 1% of tech companies, getting them into interviews, helping them navigate through that and negotiate their job offers as well. And I'm so confident that if we agree to work with you, that will get you an amazing job. That if you don't sign a job offer with a tech company that you love, I'll give you 100% of your money back. So if this seems like a good fit for you, book a meeting using either the link here or in my bio with our career advisor. And if you are a good fit, then I'll be excited to work with you, help you sign an amazing job offer with a company that you love.
All right. So again, why am I showing you this? What does it matter? What does it play into the role? So many people, Ericka, why are you talking about tech sales? Why are you talking about jobs? And I'm like, quickest way, fastest way, segue, pivot, work remote. There, literally, we played around with a recruiter, and I also use an AI app. So when I was making these books, when I was making these ebooks for y'all, and people are like, well, why are you writing about this? Like, I actually physically tested this, actually got a position at one of the highest paid companies in Austin, Texas. That's on the news. If I told you the stock, you know what stock I'm talking about. And literally tested the whole process. And I was like, oh, wow, that was it? I just had to do a demo call practice. That was my interview. That's why I sit here and tell y'all, like, a lot of people sit here and try to play off like, oh, I didn't, I couldn't find a job. And oh, Ericka, they weren't offering me 7, they were offering me 40. Or they were, again, you need to use recruiters. You need to get people to slide you through the door. You need to have some type of experience. People sitting back pushing, I don't want to work help desk. Again, the data shows a bunch of people in Brown community making under $40,000 a year. So if I'm sitting here telling you we're making 80, their jobs are paying 70, those jobs are paying 100, people are sitting there pushing back. Same when I'm sitting here telling you I went to the bank and the banks were like, how'd you make this much money? I'm like, oh, I have an online business. How'd you make this much money? Because the average person they're seeing is making under 60K a year in America. So unless it's something they know, tech sales, a construction company or something very direct, you have to navigate through that. That's why I had to pay for mentorship along the way, because I was like, man, I'm going to banks and this is happening. They're like, oh, girl, give me your paperwork here. I'm gonna help you and slide me through. It's tricks of the trade. There's always people that can help you push through the door. People sometimes don't want to work with recruiters, and that's silly to me, but good luck. If you have an ideal or a way to do it better, good luck. I'm just telling you how it is. Sure, tech sales is the way to go. And they use their mommy and daddy getting there, and then they work hard to stay there. Facts. A lot of mechanic shops and dealerships do that also. I have car certs, cost thousands. Many people sign 2 to 3 year deals where they can't leave without paying the job back. And I'm telling people, that is the future. Companies are acting like they didn't know. Oh man, we'd have to train so many adults. They knew that. The data showed it. You used to be able to get a lot of this kind of training in high school. You don't anymore. So when the data was showing that in order for you to be making heavy money, you would have to have some type of trade, and people are pushing back on it, it just cracks me up. I'd be thinking, okay, where's that Tabitha Brown thing I was going to show y'all? Because I know why people were mad with Tabitha Brown, right? Y'all acting like this guy said, y'all acting like Tabitha Brown told y'all to sell crack. And I was just dying laughing. And I'm like, people are mad because Tabitha Brown said get a job, but y'all know she didn't mean it like that. Because what really is upsetting people, and I've made this comment all over the internet, I had to stop myself because I was getting out of control. People who are upset as an entrepreneur that they would have to go back and get a job is someone who does not have the skills to get a job that's $90,000 to $150,000 a year. This is why I tell people about tech, and I tell people about having a construction company or a handyman company or even a landscape company. These are all middleman to million businesses. You got a truck, you got a trailer, you get some equipment, you pick up 2 young guys and have them running around doing all the things. You're just connecting the leads. It's money in your pocket. How do I know? Ask me how I know. We have 2-3 family members with that. I have a nephew that just turned 18. He's been having 70 or more yards that he has done on high school time, on the Saturdays, and sometimes the weekends, and sometimes they ain't. And I keep telling people, I'm like, it's so easy a caveman could do it, right? Because there's always a lot of elderly that need their yards cut. There's always a bunch of people who cannot appropriately cut trees, kudzu, you name it. There's people whose yards are messed up. There are property management companies that need cheap labor. There's always somebody. I'm trying to let y'all understand, like, again, I remember, I didn't even use them as an example, but I remember Glenda Cameron, a couple of people were saying how when he saw black dudes that fell out of corporate America in Atlanta, they had lawn care businesses. So now you may say, oh, that brother used to work in corporate, but now he doing lawn care. He ain't physically cutting the grass. He hiring 2 or 3 young people to hop in. One got the weed whacker wedge in the edges. The other one's riding the van around, and you paying him on the tablet, or you swiping the card on the Stripe, and you keeping it moving. That's it. I don't know why y'all keep overcomplicating what business is. And really what people are mad about is maybe they got a Turo business. Maybe they got an Airbnb business. Maybe they got a truck. Maybe they got a few different things, but they didn't pivot to understand it wasn't for you to stunt. It wasn't for you to go on a bunch of vacations. It was for you to buy assets that kept paying you. Other than the main business. The main business, yes, reinvest in your business if you can, but it was for you to buy other assets that pay you. Simple as that. Why am I so passionate on this channel about it? Because I've just talked on so many phones on people who are in their 60s and 70s, still working a job at 72, 73, 71 years old, 74. I cannot tell you how many times I've been on the phone. And the person is sharp as hell. I thought they was lying. I was like, man, ain't no way you in 72. Come on, man, get out of here. Now I'm 72. Still working, brother. What you want to do? I don't know, Sarah. I don't know. Again, this is the reality for a lot of people. Many people ain't ready for it. Okay. So again, thank you so much, Omega. Now I'm going to show this clip because last time it irritated y'all and I thought it was funny to show it again. I'm going to show it again. Let me see if I can put the volume on it.
Biggest financial flex. Do you not know who I am? I donated $500,000 to TCU athletics.
I'm a full ride scholar, so I mean, I don't have any like debt or anything like that.
Anything else you want to flex even harder?
I have a yacht. Don't use it, but it was parked out on the lake.
I had Flow Ride at my 50th birthday party. We don't own it yet, but looking into a beach house in Jamaica.
My biggest flex is that my dad owns 22 Ferraris.
How big is your garage?
Which one?
My biggest financial flex is I have fuck you money. Self-made. I took a family business, built it into an empire. Now I can do what I want.
We got a pool house in our backyard, but the pool house is about as big as a normal house.
I got 3 kids in college. Private school all the way through college. That's about $1.5 million.
If the wedding band was to be picked out tomorrow, it has to be bigger than most. You can't find a diamond for 20 grand these days.
I got 3 yachts. One here, one in the Mediterranean, one in the Caribbean.
My biggest financial flex is that I'm going to marry rich.
I barely graduated from college, and today I'm a CFO.
I am a golf professional. I played 3 PGA Tour events. Just look me up.
I own a $5 million construction company.
Great-grandfather is their
Whose
brother.
statues are on the campus over there by the library. So basically, y'all own this campus.
He does.
My biggest financial flex is that I had financial aid.
Literally just like not flexing. Keeping it to myself. I'm saving. I'm investing it.
I'm saving up. I guess my biggest financial flex is I live with my parents saving money.
Biggest financial flex is saving money by going to Dollar Tree to get all your kitchen and cooking equipment.
I make more in a month than what you make in a year.
What's your biggest financial flex? Do you not know who I am? I donated $500,000 to TCU athletics.
Okay, sorry, I didn't want to play that 5 billion times for y'all, but I wanted to show y'all that because so many people will argue with me, Ericka, it's not that easy as you're saying. It's not that it's just not that simple. And it really is, y'all. Like if you ever call contractors to your house, you chasing them down to come to your house. Hey, brother. Hey, yeah, I'm coming by to give you a quote, sis. Hold on. And you might not see them that day. They're going to call you back next week. Or when they running low on work, they calling you. I've got 3 or 4 Hispanic people with bad broken English hit me up talking about framing jobs. They call you when they need to work, right? Because for them, how it works is you running around. You run around with the leads. You run around making calls. You walking around with your friend or two doing estimates and quotes. They just want to come to do the work and go home. Get they pay and keep it pushing. Listen, again, there's over 100. It was 130 people. I done offended them already. Now we're down to 100 some and 35 likes. Hit the like button. Don't ask for much. Hit the like button. Driving around as cheap labor for a property management company as I watch this in traffic. Ericka, let me speak to. I'm just telling you. They just want to show up to the job, man. They don't want to do all that extra stuff. Let me show you this right here. What's on the screen? Okay, it's on the screen. All right. So again, I'm gonna just repeat this again before I go over to to the daggone PowerPoint, which I don't even know if I have it even still up here. According to U.S. Census this year, the home service industry hit with $1 trillion this year. $1 trillion with a T. Okay. Wall Street is pouring billions into trades like plumbing, roofing, HVAC. Let me tell you, when you go on Biz Buy Sell or however we want to say it, any company on there that's HVAC, plumbing, roofing, and they trying to sell it on there, it means they did not pass the paper test. What is the paper test? Sherry may know. Some people here who are in finance know. If I'm a PE company and I'm coming to you and I want to buy your business, I need to see your books. I need to see your data. I need to see whatever. You got under 4 workers. I'm not buying your company. Because any day, another company could come over here and ask every single worker how much you make. Oh, I make 55. I'll give you 65. Come over here. Come on over here. I'll give you a 5K sign-on bonus. Come on over here. And your company would be closed that day. Majority of people who know anything about roofing is just you running around doing sales. Because the same 20 Hispanic companies do all the roofs. they do all the roofs. Okay? Don't overcomplicate this. If you go on any Facebook group right now and say, hey, I'm looking for somebody who can do the bathroom or plumbing, you'll get 180 emails or phone numbers or texts. Ask me how I know. Ask me how I know. Do it all the time. Okay, listen, I just want y'all to understand, not many people want to do paperwork. Right now, I told you, I don't know if I think I remember did a video on it on Muhammad Construction here in my hometown where a guy came in and got an $8 million contract. He did less than $1 million worth of work and ran off with the money. Oh, this happened and that happened. Luckily for us, the city didn't give him all 8 million. They gave him like 4 million. And he did less than $1 million of work and blamed it on permits and blamed it on he had a back surgery and blamed it on other stuff. AKA, he even had a fake bonding company. That's how little verification your local city and state is doing on construction companies, because they already know whoever the guy is that gets the contract, he's going to run out and go get a bunch of subcontractors. So I'm sitting here trying to tell y'all the lick that is Middleman to Millions, because, there was a guy in the video, I don't know if it played all the way through. He's like, I have a $5 million construction company. I want to say, who cares? I know a 28-year-old right now with a $5 million construction company. You know why? He runs $1,000 a month ad saying he can do your concrete. He runs $1,000 a month ad saying he can do your back porch. He runs $1,000 a month ad saying he can do your roof. Now, when people go look him up, if they're not looking for concrete, they don't see his ad. They're not looking for decks, they don't see that ad. But if they're looking for roofs, they see that ad. He comes, he's very responsive, he talks, he's clean cut, he's got the shirt on, he's doing da-da-da-da-da, he's talking. He's responding, texting them back, what do you need, sir? Yes, and the person's going to go, yes, that guy was responsive. He called me back, because that's the number one complaint. Yeah, that guy was cheaper, but he didn't call me back. Yeah, that guy gave me a quote, but I can't even barely get him on the phone. So you being so responsive, or one or two guys on your staff blowing the phones up, being responsive, now you're getting unlimited. And this dude with the $5 million construction company, he only has one other person on staff. That's his accounting person. He did a majority of the legwork, calling and running around. Then he hired another person. So it's really three of them for the $5 million company. But it's like at 30% profit returns, he's going to make 1.5 million. And he's really paying part of that to the staff. So I just want y'all to understand, like, that's the game. That's been the game for a while. It's not new. A lot of these guys you saw doing social media, if they were really smart, if they were true wholesalers, they turned around and they're building now. There's like 5 guys I know that are very quiet on social media right now. I went to see them. They're building $5 to $6 million construction companies in Houston, in Louisiana, in Dallas, in Chicago, and other areas. And I keep telling y'all, say what you want about the social media people, but real social media people, they didn't be like, well, let me go back and get a job because I don't really have no skills. No, if you were out here in this game and you were taking courses, educating yourself, getting some certifications, you can hop and go to the next thing. There's a lot I can say, but I'm going to keep it pushing. Anyways, all these guys are selling, and I've told you about this about 3-4 times, is they're making AI websites to generate jobs. That's it. And they're using Facebook ads and SEO pages. And they can either rent those pages out for $2,000 a month. You know why? Because the guy that does home improvement, he don't want to pay. He don't want to learn how to do Facebook ads. He barely want to learn how to hire. He want to do just enough to keep himself busy and keep his pockets fat and take his wife and his kids to Disneyland. And I don't blame him. I don't blame him. It's not to those guys getting a financial tight situation. They're like, oh, I better figure some stuff out. I better figure out how to hire. I better figure out how to run this company better. And even when they go to Grant Cardone stuff and they don't learn how to run the company better, if you're running a $2 to $3 million business, I just want y'all to understand that 95% of all companies make under 10 million a year. 95%. So you're like, oh, small business. Yeah. The bulk of small business makes under 10 million a year in America. So why are these guys, when I show y'all, owning, right? So she's got tow truck company. The guy who owns a tow truck company, he'll have some box vans. He'll have another company that has a semi truck in it. He'll have another company that does something else, transportation. And he'll do what? He'll have a bundle of companies. So if somebody wants to come by and buy it off him, he has a bundle, right? There's a guy right now who has an HVAC company in Austin, but he also has a roofing company. And I'm like, how'd you get those two together? He was like, well, I'm really trying to split them because I know I need a bundle to sell. If I ever want to exit, if I ever want to quit doing this, I have to have a bundle to sell. I just want you to understand, like, that's really how that goes. But you can check all this stuff out on your own. I'm not going to beat you over the head. Again, the way the rates right now, even though interest rates cuts are coming, 3% annual inflation, the dollar will lose 25% of its purchasing power over the next 10 years. We already lost 25% in 2020. That's why everybody's like, why did the houses double in prices? Because of inflation. So in other words, by 2035, you'll need 134,000 to live like 100,000 today. Let me say it again. You'll need 134,000 to live like 100,000 today. People are like, this will destroy families. This is why I told y'all, people are going, it's a combination. Women will go back home. You'll have a set of women, a percentage of women who will own home healthcare companies, group homes. They'll do that because they've been in that administrative position for a long time. And then they'll be okay. But there'll be a big group of people who are like, Why are they on the internet crying uncle? Oh my God, dating and mating, because they are struggling independently. And instead of saying, let me go fix the money, let me go get a trade, let me go make some more money, they're going to just keep crying about the stuff that you can't make another grown person do what you want. It's crazy. Okay. Again, the U.S. has issued over $200 billion worth of bonds in 5 weeks, y'all. Again, why do I keep talking about middleman to millions and tech jobs? Because this is where you can really make some money. And I don't think y'all understand that, like, this is, if you ever watch Boiler Room, he's like, I can't sell drugs, but I can do the white boy game. I can do the stock market. And another white boy game I would tell y'all is construction. Is middleman to million, having a business on paper that say you a construction owner. So I'll just let you guys know, let me read a few of these comments and I'm gonna go on to the PowerPoint. I think did I have my other one up? The internet just been acting so funky this past week. I've been mad because it's tripping. It's been tripping. Okay, let me see here. Do I have that other one? Even when people ask me about land flipping and stuff, like, why you been talking about land so much, Ericka? Because people who've been having their uncles plot of land they ain't did nothing with in 6 years need some money. When inflation comes, they need some money and they'll sell it to you. That's why we've been talking about what we've been talking about. And I'll go over it in a second. Let me hit these comments. A friend of mine literally days ago called a general contractor, directly got a job for demolition work that day. There you go. There you go. To demo a house is $5,000. Now, whatever he pays the people to demo the house is on him. Okay. That's in the Carolinas. Now, you could be at other parts, it's about closer to $7,000. There's someone on TikTok that was showing all those free low-cost certs you can get quickly. And I'll say I think that person bought your ebook. Listen, I'm not a hater of the game. If they bought the ebook and then they made a bunch of videos off of it, salute to them, DC Johnson. I get it how they live. They ain't hurt me. You know what I'm saying? I want you to understand, like, there's so much opportunity out here. There's so many people that I may not reach. Like, part of the Digital Liberty Warriors this fall in the Winter Arc training is me showing y'all I put together 4 commercials and we just gonna run $5 to $10 ads a day. And so as people introduced to that product and they buy that product, that it don't matter that I'm in the commercial. It don't matter that in the commercial I maybe not even be in one of them. It matters that the transactions happen on the digital side while I'm doing this other stuff. You got to prove your deposits. Yeah, you got to prove stuff. So true, PE firms are buying home serves big quick a lot of times under a month if the books are in order. I'm telling you, as a person who went through now reviewing 5 companies to buy, couldn't buy any of them because they could not pass SBA loans there. I would literally, they were like, hey, I want to sell my business for $2 million. I go to SBA, the SBA goes, I can give you $500,000. That's about it, because this is what they books say. I was about to call Brandy at one of their offices and be like, Brandy, can you look over this? But I know Brandy be living her life, so I had to leave her alone that day. But I'm telling you, I tried at 5 different companies. They give me their books. I send it to the SBA loan officer. He's like, honey, I can only give you $700,000, and they want $3 million for the company. You got to understand, some of these people paperwork does not allow them to qualify for the amount of money they think they're gonna get or that they want to get. It's just that simple. The biggest owner of mechanical contracting companies in the USA is BlackRock. You know who owns 200 service businesses that repair washers and dryers and home products? Sears. Right? Everybody's like, Sears is dead. Well, Sears, the store, is dead, but Sears that owns a bunch of service companies is not. You can have an AI receptionist to book appointments and field sample questions. Come on, Edward. You're leaking the data, man. You leaking the class. Nah, you ain't leaking the class. We ain't even put that section up yet. Tow truck company. Listen, my nephew, 18 years old. Hey, can you buy me this tow truck for $30,000? I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, I can just go. I can tow people. I get commissions. I'm like, baby, you need to learn under somebody. You can't just be buying a tow truck at 18. So even I have to say no as auntie. They think I'm rich. I'm like, baby, I ain't that rich. I ain't that rich, baby. I spent the last 3 years as labor. I joined Middleman to Millions a couple months ago, and now I see how learning marketing and getting leads and hiring labor is what family business needed to do for years. J-Way, I'm telling you, because everybody else is so just show up or hustle sometimes when they feel like it, or do work in the summer because it's warm. Don't do no work in the winter when it's cold. You can rack up by just telling people, hey, man, I'll have you on call. I can have you as a contractor, on the weekends. We need you on Saturday, Sundays on call. Can you do it? You'll make a lot of money. So yeah, I love that boiler room. The books be hella messed up. Sherry, the money lady, probably done seen some crazy books too. Like, what does this profit and loss sheet say? Y'all told me y'all made $1 million. This profit and loss sheet say after all deductions, y'all done made $50,000. What's going on? Smartphone trillionaire, man. Listen, let me tell you something. You know, the only difference I want y'all to understand. I've done this for over 10 years. I remember this guy saying, I got an offer from a company to buy basically invest into me, a PE company. But essentially what they were trying to do is I still had to work and make videos, and they were going to clean up all this other background stuff. They were going to clean up landing pages. And when they explained all the stuff they were doing, I was like, well, shit, I can do that myself if I hire 1 or 2 people and run ads. Why would I sell that to you? But people need money. People need a lump sum. So there's a few YouTube channels I could point out to y'all to let y'all know they sold themselves. And they were my favorite channels too, 1 or 2 of them. And they done sold themselves to HubSpot, other people. And it's like, now you working a job. I don't know the difference. So let me go here. Let me, there's a couple of things I want to show y'all, but I ain't gonna be able to do all of it. So let's just keep it moving. Oh, well, I could, let me go here. We already 30 minutes in. Let me get where I'm supposed to be getting to. Cause y'all got afternoons, y'all got to do stuff too. So let's go. We're gonna have a ghetto PowerPoint moment. I apologize in advance because the computer don't want to do what I wanted to do. People are running their personal funds through the bit. Man, come on, man. You know what people listen. We all saw Ozark. We know what people be out here doing. They be doing too much. They be out here cutting a fool. Let me go here. Bail. I'm gonna just show this. I'm being lazy. I apologize in advance because I already know you're gonna be like, Ericka, just click the button. And if you click the button, I don't want to click the button. We're gonna be lazy, and you're just gonna enjoy the lazy PowerPoint, and that's all that is. Okay, Winter Arc 2025. Take control of your future. I threw this together. I kid you not, in 15 minutes. Because once you already know the information, you just playing around. I was like, what's this? I had to help my nephew do a science project already. And so that's why I use this for kids. But don't judge me. Okay. I'm just using what I use. Okay. Your job, your problems, your issues. You. One of the biggest issues I see with people, and even though I would love to go woo-woo, I ain't gonna go too woo-woo today. Is okay. Is most people are going to tell you about their mama, they daddy, they cousin, they job, they this, they that. Some coworker ate their food, all kind of stuff. It's all them. It's exhausting, right? It's draining, really, because the first thing I want to say is, well, why are you putting your lunch in that refrigerator if you know they always eating your lunch, right? That's usually what I say. But what can you control? What can you change? How long will it take you to get there? When folks call you, are you draining? Are you draining that person? Is your mama like, damn, I wish my child stopped crying all the time on the phone like a whine baby? Only your mama put up with that. There's not really a lot of grown people want to hear you whining. How often are you talking about your job? Are you still ... anything, complaining, whining, all that? Now, I have a family member, they have a job, but they don't do much else in the afternoon. So what are they going to do? Every time you see them, they're talking about their job. I'll be like, I literally just stop them and be like, where are you going to travel this fall? What do you want to do next year? When do you want to retire? I be just throwing out questions, and my family be like, why are you being mean, Ericka? I'm not. I'm tired of hearing about their job. I don't want to hear about it no more. What's the next step? What else we doing? So even my retired family members, which I have a lot of them at this point, they've retired from military and the government and police force and whatever, right? They got multiple retirements. So they sitting around and they managing some of the properties in town. So they sitting around, oh, it's kind of boring. I'm like, won't you volunteer? Won't you go do community work? Won't you do this? Won't you do that? They get mad because at the end of the day, what happens is people have made a life of their job. Job. Okay. What if your job fires you tomorrow? What are you going to do? Right. And I don't do this to be depressing or upsetting to people. I just really want you to understand, like you are more than your job. There was an Instagram post I had, but I don't have it again, where he was talking about, he was talking to this one guy, and they hired this guy, and he said, don't get lost at this job. Don't make this your identity, because you're more than the job. And a lot of people get lost in the job, like job, that's their identity. And so if they lose their job or they're fired, people get upset, because not just because they got fired, but because that was their identity. That was who they were. You know what I mean? And if you take that away, who are they? It's the same with moms. I'm not dissing anybody who's a mother. You are the salt of the earth people. Most of y'all, not all of y'all. Some of y'all's heifers. But what happens is the kid ain't in your face. Oh man, I don't know what to do with myself. They usually don't, because they haven't sat down with a pen and paper like, what are things I like? What are things I want to do? So again, you can't reap what you don't sow. All right? People don't want solutions. They never do. They want problems. They want to complain. Right? And it's easy in marriage and in situations for people to blame their spouse. Oh, if my spouse won't doing this and that, man, stop it. They go, well, the kids was doing this, and my boss and my coworkers and life. And a lot of people are just online crying uncle right now. That's basically what you're seeing. A lot of people online just crying. Okay. So let's get back to taking control and gaining options. Problem is step 1, 2 is control, and step 3 is freedom. Step 1, the problem. Feel free to write this on your own. You don't have to share with the class. You can if you want to, but family, time, stress, travel, job, money, people getting on my nerves, complaining. These are all problems. Okay? These are all problems. Somebody's going to be like, oh, life is good. I don't have any problems. Baby, there's somebody getting on your nerves. There's a family member. There's somebody stressing you out at work. Your job, somebody acting foolish in there, somebody coming there on Friday, feel good Fridays, casual Fridays, smelling bad. I mean, there's always something going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just life. It's a part of life. So at some point we have to say, I may not be able to control every one of these factors, but I control what? If I'm buying stocks, if I have a mini side business, if I'm building digital products, if I'm affiliate marketing, because you run around with your Starbucks cup every day. You run around with your Nike golf clothes on. You run around with your Hoka shoes and you don't run. You run around with your New Balances and I ain't seen you balance a thing, right? You're already marketing. Get paid. Hobbies, new people. These are all things we can control. Freedom. Now, a lot of times what happens is burns people out is they run out and go get a bunch of new hobbies, a bunch of new clothes, a bunch of new stuff, and then they're just exhausted. Okay? They're just exhausted. So you have to restabilize. Who do you want to be? When do you want to do it? Where do you want to go? Why? How much? How much does your dream loss cost you? Right? When I started telling my family listen, I was like, well, I go get a massage every Friday. They're like, every Friday? I'm like, yep, every Friday. I get a massage, okay? Because I be needing your girl be needing it, okay? Back be tight. And we're going to put a on all these different things, and I'm layering it up, and you can see their eyes going cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. You can see my family members' eyes going cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. They're trying to add it up. How much all that cost? It's the first thing I think about. And I tell them it's a direct number how much it costs. Oh my God, girl, you got to cut back on some of that spending, girl. You act like you made the money, girl. And these are family members who are in retirement getting 10 to 12 grand every month in retirement. Bundles and packages, getting all kind of retirement, paid off houses, multiple cars, telling me I need to cut back on my budget. Well, baby, where did I learn it from? I learned it from y'all. Cut it out. And I get it. Everybody's family's not like this. Everybody's going to say, Ericka, your family's a unicorn. You're different. We're not. There's a lot of people out here, Black, brown, Latino, Native American, all of them, who have aunts and uncles who've made good decisions, who've taken care of their bodies and worked in nursing or some government contract or something and have good retirement. This is the last generation of that. That's why I want people to understand, if you sell your mama and daddy a house right now and you down bad, or you selling grandma's house, you'll probably never in this society own a house again. And a lot of people will cuss me out if I say this, but I want you to understand, the people in our economy who are crying about housing, they're never going to get there. Because majority of their time is spent crying about it and not analyzing, how much does this cost and how can I get to it? How much is this worth? How much can I get to it? How can I look this up and how can I get to it? Hold on a second. Hey, how much is a tow truck? A new tow truck. How much is it? $150,000 to $200,000. How much is a used tow truck? 20 and 70. I just want y'all to understand when somebody put tow truck in the comments, I didn't know the exact number, but I just asked. And there's your number. So a lot of people, what they're not doing is realizing the math, because there's over 5,000 mortgage programs out here. And I've told y'all multiple times, if you want to sell mortgages online, if you want to be a great mortgage lender, just telling people over and over again, there's so many programs. Here's how you can do it. Put this much money down. Before I get out of here, I want to show this example to this girl. I'll show it on the back end. When I finish out of theirs. My mom told me, if you're complaining about problems and you never bring yourself up, you are the biggest problem. You already know. You know, you pointing a finger, 3 pointing back at you, as they would say. All right. So here's another thing. Here are things in your control, right? Anything outside the circle is not your control. What's in your refrigerator? Crock pot. Where do you drive by? Where do you walk? Do you weight yourself? I remember going to the doctor one time. He's like, when's the last time you weighed yourself? So I said, man, my scale got broken in my house. He's like, when you going to buy another one? I was like, hey, you better be easy with me, doctor. Easy, for I bust you in the jaw. And so what I do is I go to GNC or 5-Star Nutrition or a couple other places, and I just get on their scale and weigh myself once a week. And I'll take that little printout and bring it to the house. That way we can't say we don't know. I just don't know. I feel lighter this week. I feel like I lost 2 pounds. No, the paper is going to tell me what's going on. Okay. Walking desk treadmill. My sister has one of these. A couple of my family members have them. It's kind of comical because they walk very, very slow on them, but they are very useful. This is something you can control. A hobby once a week, something you control. Bottled water. Y'all may not see it, but there's a ton of water over here. And this past week, I was feeling super dehydrated after playing tennis. So I had to put hydration packs in my water because I was like, y'all not about to get me falling out here. Not today. So tennis example. Let's put it in there. I carry in both vehicles, well, both trunks of the vehicles, tennis rackets, okay, and shoes and some tennis balls. Now somebody gonna be like, that's overkill, Ericka. You ain't damn tennis, Venus and Serena. You ain't no, professional tennis player. The reason I do it is because in parts of Austin, if you're in North Austin and somebody lives south and they want to go play, they're like, hey, I'm gonna be fair to you. I'm gonna meet you at Town Lake. Let's go play on the courts over there. They're not trying to hear it. Let me go run to my house real quick and for 20 minutes and come back and grab my clothes and change and all this. I would always keep a pair of workout shorts, shoes, and a tennis racket in the car. I just would do it. It's easy to do. It's easy not to do. And so what happens is there's no excuse if I'm like, hey, let me go for 30 minutes. Because most tennis courts have a placker ball. And it's a wall that's just a wood wall. It stops some of the balls from going outside. But you can literally just hit your ball against it. And in 30 minutes, man, you'll burn 600 calories. Tennis ain't no joke. If you're really doing tennis, it ain't no joke. That's why when some of them girls are thicker this year, Taylor Townsend and a couple other ones, men in the comments like, usually tennis women aren't that thick. And I'm like, hey, this new generation of tennis women, I don't know, they drink a protein shake. So anyway, long story short, that's an example. I can control that, right? My spouse hates why there's tennis rackets every damn where. Why you got tennis balls all in the backseat of the car? So I get a little racket, carry them in the bag or whatever. But at the end of the day, because I'm in pushing myself to either do the hobby, take the time, take 30 minutes ain't that big of a thing, and just get in there, okay? Dinner friend and a salad friend. Now, y'all may think I'm being ridiculous, but I really have a salad friend. No matter where we take her, we eat in salad. And she used to be a big woman back when she was younger, growing up in school. Now she's a skinny woman. And she's serious about that life. So if I call her and I'm like, hey, girl, I miss you. Let's go eat lunch. I already know I'm going to eat a salad because we're going to a salad place. We're going to Salada. We're going somewhere where some salad is. Sometimes you got to put in your phone. That's my salad friend. You just got to know. Okay. Now, if I call my other friend, I call her my dinner friend because she eat good. Okay. Now she gonna look all around and find the newest restaurants in Austin, the juiciest food, the best steaks. I know when I go with her, we gonna take pictures of the food. Okay. Salad friend versus dinner friend. I already know what time it is. So it's within my control who I'm calling to eat lunch with. It's in my control. Okay. Same thing with the crock pot. When people say, oh, Ericka, every time I see women online, like, I got to come home, I got to work, I got to cook dinner. I'll be like, moms, put that stuff in a crock pot and cut it out. Even when y'all tell me about y'all black moms getting mad at y'all for not taking out the chicken so it defrosted in time. Yo, black mom knew she could put that chicken in the daggone refrigerator and it would be defrosted by the time she got home from work. I never understood that. I still don't understand it. It's ridiculous. So again, these are all things in your control. Okay? All in your control. I dated a tennis player. As a former basketball player, you should destroy me. EJ is different. My nephew was, and I had just finished teaching him, and he was beating me. I was like, hold on, wait a minute. You hitting the ball across the, hold on. So then I brought out my other little cousins, and I let them play against each other, and Ericka got a 5-minute break because Ericka couldn't breathe. I was like, good golly, y'all beat me. Because it requires some cardio, man. That's why if y'all didn't see that last game Serena played, she was rubbing her legs, and I was telling all our friends, we sitting at the US Open, I said, she got something in that towel because she done came back to life. She done rubbed something on them legs and came back to life. I promise you. She was doing something down there. I don't know what that is. Being a mortgage lender is great business. It is. Before my injury, my gloves and shin guards were always in the trunk car in case they hit me. I'm telling you. You just need to be ready with your day. You need to be ready. Have it in the trunk. Pull. Let's go. Run out the door. Okay, let's go on to the next. I ain't trying to hold y'all here forever. I know y'all probably like, dang, Ericka, long-winded. Relationships. Woo! Now, this is a special place in the internet of everybody's angry and looking to be offended. But let's go here. Who do you reach out to? Where are you going? Pick a lane. What's ideal relationship? Not just spouse, friends, family, and associates. What kind of conversation do you have? Now let me go. Let me tiptoe in this and tip right back out of here. Who do you reach out to? Y'all know if something happened, y'all get in an argument. Don't call that one friend, that one associate that you know you gossiping and yeah, girl, men ain't shit. Don't do that. You know better. Okay. Same thing with you, men folk. Y'all know. Yeah, this bitch over here talking crazy. Like, don't do that. It's in your control. Don't do it. Where are you going? Pick a lane. I had a friend who said, man, I just want to be married. I want to be married. I want to be married. And he was 50 years old at the strip club. Sir, you don't want to be married. Sir, you at the strip club too often. You out here on your boat with the 20-year-olds and you're 50. Come on, sir. That's not what you're trying to do. Pick a lane. Decide, commit to it. We had one friend, he was a little womanizer, but he found a girl 10 years younger than him, married her, and he's like, man, she working me to death. I said, well, hey, that's what it is. Pick a lane. Okay. What are ideal relationships? A lot of times women, and I'm just speaking from women's standard, there's a lot of women who have their life on hold till they get married. Well, girl, I want to buy a house when I get married. Girl, I want to buy this when I get married. Girl, I want to travel here when I get married. Sis, what if you don't get married? What happens? What happens? This is why you see all these aunties doing these vacations in groups. And I love that for them. I went on a group trip with a bunch of people going to Africa, and it was the best. It was the best birthday I had from forever. It was amazing. But you need to understand, you need to have some kind of ideal relationship for yourself other than marriage. It's important. Don't get it twisted. I'm not taking away from it. It's important. If you like the commentary, put a 1 in the comments. So I know I'm going over time, but it's important. But you also need to have what are ideal friends. Can you invite your friends to some of the places you want to go? Can you take your friends to go see the Kentucky Derby? Can you take your friends to Miami and they act like they got sense? Can you take your friends to Europe with y'all and y'all don't get locked up overseas and I see y'all on TV? Can you take your friends to Bali and y'all not in Bali fighting people? What kind of friends and associates are you hanging out with? And a lot of people will blame the city they live in, the family they from, instead of saying, I probably need to go meet some new people. I probably need to go to a conference or two. That's why I put book clubs and sports clubs. I am a diehard Game of Thrones, The Gilded Age, sci-fi, old school. I could go on and on and on about some of the stuff that I will watch because I don't watch TV often. So when I do, it's like Wednesday Addams. It's something, you know what I mean? Quirky, whatever. Lovecraft Country, something. And so I go into groups, whether it's on Facebook or book club groups, and we talk about it there. Y'all don't want to come on here and watch me talk about Game of Thrones for 3 days straight because your girl could do it. Okay, I could really do it. So you have to get yourself in spaces where you're able to talk about things you want to talk about. Follow up with people. I love Android phones. I don't know what y'all do with y'all Apple phones because Apple's raggedy. But on this phone, what I do is I will pre-schedule texts. And many of y'all, if you ever notice, you get a text from me on Thursday and you'd be like, oh, Ericka thought about me. Well, what happened is I have a lot of free time on Thursdays before the weekend. And so what I'll do is I'll message and I'll pre-schedule it if possible in the cell phone with the Android. So the text is already like, I may be thinking about you on Wednesday. I may think about you on Tuesday, but I'm putting it to Thursday. Why? because Thursday I have free time and I can go back and forth with you in the chat. Right? So that's not wearing you out. That's not wearing me out. Follow up with people, message people, call people, talk to people. It's not that complicated. It's really not. We overcomplicate it and we shouldn't. Okay, let's keep it moving. Because it takes 30 minutes to 30 seconds. Okay, wealth. This is a tricky one. I put it in 2 categories, ownership and leverage. Okay. The best way to explain it, ownership, cash flow management. If you cannot manage the little money, you will not be able to manage the big money. Every day I get on people, oh, Ericka, I started taking it. I got a second part-time job. I did this, I did that, and the money gone. The money gone. My favorite one, David Lee, is chaos is a ladder. Because it is. Right now, chaos is a ladder in America. There's a lot of people going down while you going up. And when you was going down, they was going up. And now it's reversed. It happens. It's so many metaphors on that show. I could go on and on, but I'm not. Assets. You need to own some assets. You need to own some type of home. Even if you don't live in a home, you need to own one. Okay. Businesses. I know people fight. Oh, Ericka, only 9% of Americans want to have a business. And I hear you and all that. I'm just saying where the economy is going. I don't want to hear you crying on the internet because you didn't have any at home. You didn't have any assets. You didn't put yourself in place. If you sell your grandma home, that's it. I'm telling you, we're going to a position in a place where you're like, these homes are crazy prices. And I'm like, real sorry about you. Are you happy with your current income? Do you know how much you want to spend yearly? When I ask people, where do they want to travel? Where do they want to go? Oh, I would love to go to Japan. I just know it'd be so expensive. I had a call with a friend the other day. I said, hey, can you come to this thing we're going to do later this year? Oh, girl, that'll be like $2,000. And I laughed, but they knew right off the top of their head how much it would cost them to go to the city, right? How much it would cost to get a hotel, rental car, all the steps. They were doing the math. That's why I tell y'all, when people talk about travel, they just think about, if I just get there, the hotel, the flight costs this, then they be in a hotel. No, I do the whole process. Work through your head how much this is going to cost, right? You have to do the math. How much is this going to cost? And not just for trips, but for your whole everyday life. Okay. For over a year. Do the math. All right. So again, leverage. How can you 2x, 3x, or 4x your money? I share on the wall the Funrise, the ground floor, all the things that were originally from the Smartphone Millionaire book, and also from the Wealthy Wednesdays class. I put it in there. These are different ways you can 2x, 3x your money. Many of you are like, well, I bought some dividend stock, Ericka, and it's only 4% returns. No, I never tell you that. I show you the 10%, the 12%, the 14% dividend stocks. I show you where I'm getting 13 to 15% returns on Funrise and ground floor and another 2 or 3 sites. But I share that often. And many of you like the ground floor links I was sharing. And a lot of $25 went out. 25 to you and 25 to me. I'll just say it that way. But again, buying businesses, how you leverage your money, making businesses, how you leverage your money, gaining skills to sell and consulting, digital products, and who can you call for OPM? People, other people's money. I don't advocate for you to reach out to other people's money if you don't have to. The best is your own, right? If you do 1 or 2 deals in new construction or other areas, the bank is your friend after that anyway. And that's what I'm trying to get people in different groups to see. It's your friend after that anyway, because they see you actually done it. You know, when people fill up Bigger Pockets, Bigger Pockets has 1 million people on the platform, more than, I think, 1.5 million. They have maybe 100,000 people really actually doing it. Just being really honest. They don't have a ton of people doing it. Let me go here. Ooh, let me go here. One more, next one. Creating your harvest. I love this little stuff, y'all. I did help with that kid project. I love this little, it's cute. I don't care what y'all say. Creating a harvest with the pumpkins. Creating your harvest. 4 months is plenty. 4 months is plenty of time. We try to say we need all this time. I need 2 months, Ericka, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. I don't know where y'all be thinking y'all gonna need this time. Y'all be acting like y'all going to jail or something. Y'all got to get prepared for jail. I can't do that right now, EJ. Let me stay focused and finish this out. We maybe do that for another show. Oh, yeah. I mean, it is what it is, Roz. People want to get out of them old ass houses in Detroit and into newer stuff. If they can get it, they can afford it. That's all that is. All right. So let me just do this. This is not for me to boast, brag, or anything. This is just, you're like, who are you to say? What do you know, Ericka? You just been talking on YouTube videos for 10 years. No, that's not true. These are 5, as best as I can conglomerate it in a way that makes sense to anybody talking to me. Number one, supplement company. Number two, construction company, or AKA middleman to millions. A lot of stuff falls under this umbrella. Roofing services, concrete services, and I'll probably, if I get this deck job, I'll put it under there too. Media company, YouTube/social media. Again, affiliate marketing, I'd put under this 3. Number 4 is investments. I call it catch-all. I call it Texas Hold'em. Everything that's random, it's in there. Number 5 is real estate management and land business. Okay, so 1 in 5 are run by operators. Let's be very clear. Any property that I have right now, rental property, it's under management. Cleveland, Detroit, the last little bit that's getting ready to sold in Detroit. Get rid of that portfolio. Texas and in North Carolina. It's managed by other people. I just get a check. Now, could I argue for extra percentages and I need to do this and that? No, my job is just to manage the manager. I don't have time for this. Okay. Land business. Let's just be honest. We are working with wholesalers. You know what I mean? Like, we're working we bought a list. We gave it to the cold callers and we're like, let me know when you need me to meet me at the table. And we've had to meet 1 or 2 people at the table to close. So I got some HUD statements out of the deal. I'm satisfied. Okay. So again, 1 in 5 run by operator, right? I just buy the supply. They're doing all the finding UGC creators and all that stuff. Do I know how to do it? For sure. Did I want to do it? No, I didn't want to be bothered. So I went ahead and let the operator take his chunk of money. Again, it's a whole middleman to million business style, how I'm doing it anyway. The construction company and the social media, I'm hands-on because they're easy to accelerate to 1 to 5 million. And you may be like, oh, Ericka, that's bull crap. I can show you countless people on the internet who, one guy just had like a brotherhood. It was $5,000 for the year. Over 200 men joined. He made $1 million. That's not even on top of what he sold in his courses and other stuff. Right? That's not even it. Like, most people end up having a $287 product and they'll try to sell that to about 600 people in a year. And then out of that 600 people, they'll try to get about 200 people a year to buy a $4,000 or more program, a higher level program. And that's the basics of social media businesses and internet businesses. Is you have a entry level and a higher level. Point blank period. I've sold to y'all 1 million times on this channel. You know that. And I've showed you how to do it. So again, let me go in here. I like the little bus going down. So number 5, the real estate management company. Now, this is one way to do it. It's not the only way. 15,000 texts, 7,500 emailers, 10,000 cold calls equals 1 deal. I will tell you the people we use right now. He's a wholesaler. He's mostly marketing on Facebook and he's marketing on Google. And he does it for way less than all this. But he gets a lot of inbound. But this is just one way. If you're in the land grab course, we've talked about multiple ways in there, and I have more to add to it coming up here. Why people keep calling me while I'm doing stuff? Okay, 2 to 3, hands-on, accelerate. Let me just make it as simple as possible. YouTube is content, call to action, sales. The only thing different we're doing this fall is we're making like 4 commercials, because after the Zapier experience, I really love that. I'm making 4 commercials, and then we're just running $5 to $10 a day ads on those. And as those affiliates make money, we'll get paychecks in the mail and then keep it moving. We consistently make money off old videos every day on here, but that's just his life. All right, let's keep it moving. And for the construction company, SEO websites, we buy leads right now. The first 90 days of any company, if you're starting it from scratch, I recommend you buy the leads. You also start your internet presence on Google Places, but you start using some Facebook and Google ads sparingly. Your goal is really just to get some testimonials from clients and to build out that business. That's really your goal in the first 90 days, and to replace yourself as fast as possible. If that means you and the guy you hired need to go visit a couple houses, right? Like, hey, how you doing? That's what you do until you get it where you need to go. Until you get to a point where you're getting so many leads in, it's really just you going to give them an estimate and keep it moving. So you want to hire a friendly face for that part, but he'll be your salesperson. And it's easier to send men than women, just being honest. Just gonna let you know now. People like hearing from some dude, even if he ain't even handy. All right, so let me go here. How I built a $1.4 million coaching business. Again, this ain't bragging. This ain't a bragging moment. This ain't for me to stunt. This is just being honest, because I want y'all to understand, like, a lot of people online are not demystifying business. They're like, hey, look at me. I'm not doing that. I don't front and stunt and buy Porsches and stuff, which a Porsche is coming. Let me not lie to you. I'm getting Porsche, but I'm getting it for me. It ain't for y'all. It's just, I want you to understand, like, I was able to create a coaching business from old videos, new videos, and events. I was interviewed on other people's channels and other podcasts. And what I would do is I would say, maybe I can help you. Here's how I can help you. And people book calls with me. Let's keep it simple. I have a $150 call and $1,000 for an hour call. Why do I have the 1,000 for an hour? If you really feel like we need to sit down for an hour and talk, oh God, I had to get my pen and paper ready and my mind ready. But there's been months where I had 30, 40, $50,000 calls in a month. And it can be exhausting. So you have to take breaks. So that's not to brag. That's just to say that, to put that out there. So now I'm growing my construction company to 2 to 5 million. That's the goal for this year with 30% profit. You do the math. If I have a $1 million company, how much is that? If I have a $5 million company, how much is that? You do the math. I'm growing an online business that doesn't have my face, and the goal for that company is 1 million. I'm not thinking I'm going to be the next supplement king. That's not what I'm doing. I pick supplements that help me as a woman and help brain fog and sleep aid. That's it. So don't overthink it. There's just certain stuff. I think there's a blend that people don't take in consideration. If you have something unique to offer the marketplace, you should offer it to them. Amazon is where I'm piggybacking right now, but we will also open back up a channel, not a channel, but a website that we can kind of grow this more with. I've been in business over 10 years, not just 2020 magic years. I used to have a coffee shop. You can go still see it to this day. Well, you see the website, the Facebook page, Sunset Coffee. You can also see I had a film festival called Sand Hills Film Festival in North Carolina, and I still own multiple rentals. That's why I ask, when people say, well, how are you giving people training, information, and consulting? Who are you? You're just a YouTuber. And I'm like, no, I actually do this in real life. And the reason people are so mad with Tabitha Brown saying go get a job is because a lot of people, laughed at me, mocked me when I said I spent like $190,000 in training over the course of my 10 years in business. I didn't spend it all in 1 year. I didn't go to a bunch of masterminds just in 1 year and try to make it back. I spread that out over years because you'll go as high as your personal development. No matter the business and company you start, you are the bottleneck. Even if you go today and buy a business, if your mind is not right on how to handle that business, you'll run into the ground. There's several stories where people got SBA loans. It was all covered and they ran it into the ground, right? So I know we're going a little bit closer to 1:30. I'm trying to wrap it up here. How can I help you? These are just two examples. Again, Brandy, salute to her, and also Dave Williams, retail trader. I'm just going to play it for real quick. Did y'all hear that? Let me know if y'all heard that. Hopefully y'all hearing that. I don't know if the audio is working, but I hope it is. Oh, I see somebody said no sound. Don't worry about it then. If you can't hear it, don't worry about it. We'll stop it. Was there no sound? You guys let me know in the comments. Was there no sound? If there wasn't, don't worry. We're going to keep it moving so I can wrap it up. How can I help you? All right. This is where you're probably like, Ericka, get to the point. How can I help you? Looking to break into tech or compliance or temporary hire? Both ebooks that have top 40 certifications have over 4 tech companies inside of them. A lot of the certifications on there, you can knock them out in an hour, 30 minutes, 3 hours, and throw it up on your resume and keep it pushing. The problem is we have people who are undereducated. Everybody's going to tell you they're overeducated, they're overqualified for the job. They are lying. They don't have the certifications people want. And if you went to college over 10 years ago, that shit's old. Knock it off. Like, nobody trying to hear that. You're looking for a community conversation and I think live training I think we have 8 for the rest of the year on a Wednesday or Thursday in the fall. That's going to be a Middleman to Million school group or Digital Liberty Warrior school group. We're going to go over concrete ads coming up. We're going to go over some Facebook ads and concrete ads, I think, are what we're going to do coming up. because y'all be amazed how much concrete people be trying to go through as far as driveways and sidewalks and patios, and you'd be amazed. It's kind of crazy out there. Digital Liberty Warriors, I'll be showing you how I'm making those commercials, and I'm also showing how we're running ads in the fall. Again, the other big one you would see is the land development class, the land grab course. It's $497. It is what it is. Land flipping, where to find land, how to find land, auctions, tax deeds, land portals. There was just a tax deed auction in Cleveland, like September 5th. Okay, there's going to be another auction. And why is the fall winter arc important? October, November, December is when the most auctions go on. It's when the most tax deeds, tax liens, all the stuff is going on in the fall. The fall is also when people need money. So if they've been holding on to this land for a long time and they couldn't sell it for what they want, towards the end of the year, they'll be more liberal or more leaning to sell. All right. So we're going to have some visiting specialists come in for the Middleman and Millions and also for the Digital Liberty Warriors group. Wednesday, Thursdays trainings. We're going to have about 8 for the land grab course, just because I think it's important in the winter arc to kind of get you guys, like, some of y'all need to lock in. If you don't do a little bit, a couple steps, like, I don't want to overwhelm you with steps, but it's not that complicated. There's 1 or 2 things that can completely change your job, change your business, if you so wanted to. Again, inner circle. Again, people are like, what is that? Why are you talking about it? Let me run down this real quick. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yeah, it didn't have sound. No problem, y'all. Okay, no, cool. Thank you for letting me know, though. Thank you, Dave, for $20 super chat. Appreciate it. Okay, cool. No problem. But y'all seen them before in the special. So it's cool. It's all right. Let's keep it pushing. All right, inner circle. It's $5,000 for the year, $5,000 for the year. Whenever you join, that's when your year starts. But the first cohort is May 2025 to May 2026. That's the first year. Tennessee, Texas in October, Florida in January, San Diego, California in April. We got some one-off dinners in North Carolina and Cleveland, Ohio. I haven't got them on the map yet on the schedule, but they will come. Access to the wholesalers we're using, access to the vendors, access to the funding partners. I'm actually going to a conference right now and having dinner on Monday with like 3 funding partners, and I really want to share those with the group. I'm super excited. So y'all will see me in Tennessee, in the Nashville. If you're in Nashville, if you see me in the streets, I might be drunk on the street. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. I'm probably somewhere after that. By the time it's 9:00 and I'm walking on Honky Tonk Road, don't talk to me. I'm out of it. All right. But again, what's coming up the soonest, right? We may open up a few slots for the weekend. You can come for the weekend for like $2,000 or maybe $1,000 some change. I haven't decided yet. Don't stress me. Houston October event is October 24th through the 26th. We're going to have our inner circle group. We're going to be on that Friday. We're going to go to the Houston Rockets game versus Detroit Pistons. We will have a Detroit person visiting us, so y'all probably know who that is already. And then Saturday, we're going to run around and see some of the projects I'm working on, other people are working on in Houston. I think is important. I'm trying my best to get to the shorter distance ones so we don't have to be in the Sprinter van so long, but it is what it is. And then on Sunday, as a special treat to me and an honor to everything we've done so far with Classic Climb and all this stuff in the inner circle, we will actually be at the Houston, Texas game in a very special location. And I think y'all love that, and the food and the drinks. We'll have a credit specialist that we love talking with us in California at the California event, which will be in April next year. We'll also have a boat in Florida in January. We actually are trying to get this one specialist to come talk in Florida. We'll see. And then we'll also have a boat in April. There's a dude with a yacht, but he's a lot. He's a lot. So I don't know if I want to use him for the event. We just maybe rent a yacht and call it a day, but it won't be like the boat party in Texas. These are actual yachts. That's why I was kind of laughing, because he's a lot, but he's fun. At the California event, we'll also have a business buyer guy there and a boutique hotel person, possibly for one of the one-offs. He may. I'm gonna see if I can twist his arm to do it in October, but he may just do it for California. We have a business buyer guy that comes and he can speak to us for a while because he bought 5 businesses in the Austin area. Okay. Now, why am I telling you all this? You're like, Ericka, I ain't paying no 5 bands. It's a recession, girl. I can't mess with you right now. That's crazy. Listen, it is what it is. It may not be for you, and that's okay. She said, let me see if Dr. Umar wants to. Don't do it. Don't do Dr. Umar like that. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Get right. Act right in here. Don't do it. We ain't gonna be on him today. He has enough people palling on him. He got enough problems. All right. So long story short, this may not be for you. everybody that's in this group, my goal for them in the year's time is to build 1 or 2 properties or build a duplex or build a multifamily that they can put money in their pocket. Why? Because I know, and it is starting to be said more and more, if you want to hit your numbers, it ain't gonna be you buying a $400,000 to $600,000 duplex. You're not gonna make your numbers. How will you make your numbers? Building a $222,000 duplex. Now, when you getting rent for $1,500 off each side, you getting $3,000 coming in. You covering a small mortgage, or if you want to sell it for the $460,000 to somebody else. But I'm just saying, if you want to go in your future and have rentals that make financial sense, the numbers work in your favor on a calculator, long term, you're sitting with equity, you're sitting nice and pretty. It's going to be building it. Okay. There's a couple other opportunities and people, syndicators will bring that y'all can talk to at one of the events. But at the end of the day, the reason I'm doing the inner circle is because I only want to be people who are serious at that level, at the level that the boat parties were, but consistent on a consistent basis, following up, taking initiative and going for it. So yes, we may have some one-offs for North Carolina and Cleveland, Ohio, because of the connection we have and the rentals we have there to show. But overall, like even when I talked about Cleveland in the last video, people are like, oh, I didn't see those numbers. And I'm like, are you connected in the city? Are you interacting in the city? You can't just go in the city and be like, well, I'm gonna buy something for $50,000 and I'm gonna make all this money. You're not. You have to interact with the people there. So let me finish this up because we're going way over. It's the last little bit here. Let me get to the last and close y'all out. How can you change your life? Cash flowing businesses to investments. Raise your income to investments. Create products, put it in investments. Work with others, put it in investments. What can you control? What can you influence? What are real skills you can pull out your pocket? My life has changed the biggest and had the biggest changes in a 4 to 6 month window. I want y'all to understand, like, it doesn't happen unless you want it to, right? This ain't a sales pitch. This ain't no sales thing. I just want you, to let you know what's going on. Right now, Anthony Bass, the funny part about St. Louis is St. Louis has a bunch of Bosnians, the highest concentration of Bosnian refugees, and they actually are starting to buy apartments there. Ask me how I know. They're starting to buy apartments there. They went from refugees in St. Louis, probably thinking, why did the U.S. government drop us in St. Louis, of all places? And now they're buying apartment buildings. And that's in less than a 10-year window, 10 to 20-year window. They done went from the underdog immigrants to on top. But you still got Black people in St. Louis, and I'll tell you, a lot of them from other major cities talking about, oh, I hate being here. We'll leave. We'll move. We'll go. But they don't want to, because that would require them to do what? Take control of their life. Have some different skills. Be accountable for your numbers. I'm not going to shit on them today, but I just want you to understand. Thank y'all for being here. I appreciate your time. I just want you to understand that the raid you just saw in Georgia, where they just pulled out 300 Koreans, somebody helped them get there. And so really the total number of people that were illegal, there were 450. So when I say 450 times 60K, that's just a low number for the year, 60K a year. That's $27 million that was pulled out of the economy. Do you think those people are investing that in Black neighborhoods, and Black homes, and Black schools? No, they're shipping that money to South Korea. They're shipping that money to South America. They're shipping it to other countries. That's why when people come online and tell you how great some other country is and they just visit it as a tourist, I laugh in their face. Why is Panama so great? Because we keep pouring millions and millions of dollars into Panama. The banking industry is in Panama, okay? Why is Mexico doing so great? Because we're pouring billions of dollars into Mexico. We are 2/3 of their GDP, America. Okay. So when you tell me, oh, Ericka, I don't know about owning a business, I don't want to work for workers, the bar is so low. I keep telling y'all, the bar is in hell sometimes, that if you just do 2 things, if you own 3 properties in America, you're in the 1%. That's how low the bar is. If you make $100,000, only 18% of people in America make $100,000 a year. So when I sit here and tell you there's YouTubers and social media people that made $300,000 to millions of dollars during the pandemic, and you're like, well, just go get a job. No, they mismanaged their bundle, and they need to go back and make some investments, and they would be Gucci because they've seen how it works now. Hopefully they were educating themselves along the way. Hopefully they were leveling up along the way, but not all people were. So that's a lot of kimchi in their local market that ain't gonna be sold, man. They listen, I tell y'all this, and I don't mean it an ugly way. If you here in America and you can't seem to get a lawyer, you can't seem to get a lot of stuff great, you better go marry somebody. What's that David says? Get some skills or take the deal. If I'm an Asian man in Atlanta, there are plenty of black women. I'm like, look, sis, I'm gonna cut you a check, about $1,000 a month. I don't want to see you. Here's your $1,000. It's some contract marriage available people out there, okay? But at the end of the day, God bless them. You know, they're coming here, at least they want to go work in that factory. The person said the factory had unsafe conditions. That's unfortunate. But it's 15 minutes from Savannah. There are plenty of black people that will go work in that same factory tomorrow. So anyways, you guys, this is your girl, Ericka, Classic Con Blog. Winter Arc is here. Decide what you want to do. September 1st to January 1st. It's the lock-in time. It's Winter Arc. It's whatever you want to call it. But what's going to happen, right? What's going to happen is people are going to, there's a difference between winter solstice and winter arc. Winter arc is the expectations are low. Okay, there you go. Dave's program put a lot of money in your pocket. Boom, there you go. The expectations are low from September to December. Why? Because the majority of people are what? Football. And in October, there'll be basketball. And then in November, there'll be Thanksgiving. And then December, there'll be Christmas. And then before you know it, it'll be New Year's Eve party. You have an opportunity to make significant gains. Whether it's just pick one or two things. Don't overwhelm yourself. If you're just going to walk 2 miles every day, do that. Whatever it is you're going to do. You're going to read a few more books, whatever it is you're going to do. Take this time when expectations are low, right? Everybody wants the summer bodies. Everybody wants the spring to be new year, new me. Take this winter arc time to what? Buckle in. Now there is a real thing called winter solstice. It's one of the darkest days. It's like 10 days that are the darkest days in your calendar year. Take those days of rest. But the rest of the time, there's no reason why you can't fit in a little training, a little reading, a little change that you want to have in this time. So again, winter art training is going to go on in our school groups. Winter art training is going to go on essentially in our inner circle. October is going to be lit. December is going to be lit. So if you see one-off tickets, I think it'll be like 10 one-off tickets, maybe. I think like 10 one-off tickets that y'all can you can pick up and buy. If you don't get them, you don't get them. Good luck. I wish you the best. It is a window of time, and I'm telling y'all, we're in a gilded age right now where there are people I see that are not that talented making $5 to $6 million through ads and a few other things in marketing. And they're not even the one dude that's doing it right now. It's not even very charismatic, right? There's even a space on this YouTube for people who are serious, people who are older. There's space in the marketplace for the talents you have. So I don't want you to be discouraged. I don't want you to say, well, I'm gonna try again next year. There's no reason to lose 4 months. You have 4 months to do massive change in your life. And with that, I'm gonna get off the soapbox and stop preaching. You guys have a great day. This is your girl, Ericka Williams, Classic Clown Blog. Any of the programs I mentioned, you can go find them. They're usually pinned in the comments. They'll be pinned after us. Any of the ebooks you were looking to get, they'll be there. I wish you all the best. Good luck this year. I don't want to hear any crying. I don't want to hear any crying about Trump because you have local elections going on right now. If you're not doing your local elections, don't cry about Trump. All right, you guys. It's your girl, Ericka. Classic on Blog. Later. You've probably been seeing these commercials for Middleman to Millions course. What is Middleman to Millions? We're teaching so many people how to have service businesses. The upcoming year, one of the fastest growing businesses you will see are service businesses and digital businesses. Why is that? Because so many things need repairs, need maintenance. And guess what? We have a shortage of men and also women who could do things. Listen, I'm not the best with a hammer, but I know I can gather a crew of people to get things done. And that's what I've done with 2 of my service businesses. And that's what I'll be teaching if you check us out in the Middleman to Millions course. And look forward to us on the road with Digital Liberty Tour 2024. It's Ericka Williams.